So the turn order of the supports doesn't necessarily matter as long as they're all ahead of Joker. So I mean, if you have a Leon with a little bit more speed or a Yowling with a little bit more speed, it's fine. Yowling will probably end up going first. But you do need Wonder to have enough speed to go ahead of Joker. It's pretty easy to get that. All you have to do is get Agility Master. Increase speed, decrease defense by 4. And obviously you want to make sure you have the snake here, because it gives a debuff to the enemy, increasing critical damage on foes. Also, if you want to really squeeze out the most damage possible, learn Tarukaja. You can learn this from Shogun. Was it Shogun Cat? Whoever he is. Basically take Shogun Cat, learn his skill, and then take... It's like a horse, I think. And you want to learn the agility to get speed. Obviously her for the most damage. Leo, you know, damage. And then you also want Succubus for the crit rate. The reason you want the extra crit rate, even if you have a high nerf crit rate, is because the total damage that you do to the enemy will be multiplicative by the critical rate and the critical damage. So if you just have a little bit more crit rate, it'll be overall more damage on your final hit, since every hit crits. Alright, I want to note it's very important to use your navigator. Make sure to use the 4 turn first skill and save your highlight. So that way Joker will get the attack buffs, and you just want to stack debuffs and stack buffs. So since you did first skill, you want to do third. And instead of the barrier, you want to use Ultimate Booster. Now, since we already gave the Succubus buff with Rebellion, the main thing we want here from the worm, and why it's very important to get the worm if you don't use Succubus especially, is he'll get these two. If you don't want to get this skill from the Cat Shogun, you can just use this, but I suggest getting this for the little bit of damage. Make sure to buff up Joker here. And then you want to use Joker's ultimate. And I want to note, since you're at max stacks currently, if you kill, I'm not sure if you'll kill or not. If you do kill and get the max stacks, you should use your third skill. If not, use your first skill. Since I'm at max stacks, I want to use third skill to get the most damage possible. And before using my skill again, I want to use my support, third ability. Or not support, but navigator, third skill. And then I'll get even more buff damage for Joker third skill. It should nuke. And then obviously do attack phase as you would normally. The reason we use Joker's ultimate first instead of doing a skill and then using ultimate on a follow-up is due to the fact that Joker will not have enough turns to use his ultimate a second time, which ruins his potential for very, very high damage. So just do the same setup you did prior. Basically follow the full setup process. Right here, since I don't have the stacks, I do want to use first skill. And save your highlight. Do not use your highlight. We're gonna use it for a second time on Joker.
出番ね。モンポのスープをごちそうしますね。力を示せ。封印解除。デストラクション。トリック言っとく？
Now, when you get to this point, it's kind of up to you. Do you want the attack buff or do you want the damage increase? I'm gonna go for damage increase with elemental debuff. Here, you want to switch back to the worm to get the most damage possible from your crit. Use this to buff his attack again. Since you don't have stacks, we want to use this. Get the extra turn. And then we'll get our ultimate again. We can ult. And then do the most damage. And that's it.